Good morning, traders, investors. Dale Sucker, Trader Boys. We've got the markets down slightly. We got down 0.3% across the board here, so we've got a very, very balanced market. We haven't seen this in a long, long time. Money's moving to bonds and gold right now, so these have just reversed. They were just down, so money's coming into bonds and gold. Oil's down another 20 cents at 41.40, and you can see the big names here across the board are all down except for Facebook, up 40 cents there. IBM, Goldman Sachs, so a little insight into the Dow. They're both down. And then our coronavirus plays are all down except for Carnival Cruise Lines are up 5 cents. Oil is obviously, as we looked at there, down. So Exxon and Chevron are also down here. So if we look at the Dow 30, based on the weighting of the Dow, Apple's down 47, United Healthcare is up 28, but not a significant move to the downside. So you can see the higher price stocks here are only slightly down, which means the Dow could easily turn positive. McDonald's here just came out with earnings. They had a good earnings report, but down $1.71 here, so that's kind of interesting. 3M's out with earnings, they're down 424, so 2.6%. That's a big move to the downside, so that's going to put some weight on the Dow there. You can see we're in the top kind of quarter here, so let's go. We'll jump over the charts here and see what's going on. So S&P on the 60-minute time frame here, we had the retracement. We've now broken above this pivot high here, which has put us back into the uptrend on the 60-minute time frame. We're coming down to this buy area here. You can see the long tails. That's all institutional buying pressure coming through. We've just come in, we tagged that, and we're slowly getting that move to the upside. With the basing here, some unfilled sell orders in here, and then obviously in here. So I'm not too concerned about these. We've got to recapture this lower trend line in here to have strength and get above this candle's high. And that can then project us, and that'll get us up into this area here in the 3270 mark, which would be healthy and good for this market. So we should be able to progress beyond that in the next few days, up into the 33s, 3300s, with ease. Now, if we look at the Russell 2000, very similar play here. Broke above the high, right on this candle here. Nice retracement back in. This would be your entry point. Up we go into supply, retrace off supply back to the demand right now, and we're pushing north. So we could simply get into this area here pretty easily. That's right around 1490. So that's all happening. And right here we get the Nasdaq. Very similar picture. So in the uptrend, nice deep retracement on the uptrend back into the area of buying here, and we can look to come all the way up into this area here, which is 10,840, which is going to have some supply areas in this area here. So looking good for the day. Here's your VIX. VIX is down in demand. Right, and here's oil. Oil is stuck in between this area of selling supply and this area of unfilled buy orders demand, which is now taken out. Nice big strong move off that area there, and base. So look for the progression in the upward movement up into the 4220 area again here, because there's just very little selling pressure here. So once the buyers can step in, break above these highs, you're good to 4220 there without a problem. On gold hit the new all-time high, so there are no unfilled sellers long-term on this, right, going forward. Right, so now we're going to be looking at an area here to join this trend if you're not in this transaction yet. So all the way down to the little demand area here, base. We're breaking above. We've got some supply to deal with just on the left-hand side over here. So if we can push through this, retrace, right, you can get a very nice transaction in here if we can push up first and then retrace back down to this area. So that'll be a nice play to get involved in gold. Gold still really does need, if we look at this on the daily time frame, gold does need a good retracement here. And you could look back into the 1870s here for a good retracement on gold to get long gold. That would be a phenomenal little move there. Dale Sucker coming from the campsite here. Have a phenomenal trading day. Manage that risk. Keep the stops tight. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.